You hear my daughter in the background here, but this is a video about why you shouldn't file a tax return. I'm not saying you shouldn't pay taxes necessarily. I can't advocate that for anybody. But I can tell you I've decided that I'm not going to pay taxes until the Jeff Epstein case is resolved and until I see Donald Trump in custody, or at least processed, booked, fingerprinted, and given a prisoner ID number and all that stuff for the 19 different federal cases he has against him. But let's get back to the meat of this video, which is don't file a tax return. And here's why. Basically, in a nutshell, filing a tax return is like, it constitutes double jeopardy in a way. And I'll explain why. See, here we're in this modern time, and the IRS has access to all of our information. The government, Big Brother, has hacked us all. Every single telephone. Right now I'm being hacked and watched, and you are too. So my point is, why should you have to file a tax return if the IRS already knows how much money you made because they're watching us all the time? They're watching all of us all the time, wherever you go, wherever you work. McDonald's, the Olympic Country Club, or wherever you go, wherever you're going to work. They're going to follow you, and they're going to watch you and spy on you, even if you're just the minimum. Even if you're just the most minimal worker. So, if the government and the IRS already know how much you made, why don't they just automatically deduct it from your bank account at the end of the year? Why should you have to fill out a little piece of paper that represents an antiquated system from like 50 years ago or 60 years ago, and then have the government come back and you say, you filled it out wrong, you committed fraud or whatever, we're going to prosecute you because you tried to trick us, you tried to defraud us for your taxes. When maybe you just made a simple mistake on the paperwork. That's why it constitutes a double jeopardy. Because if the government already knows how much you made, and they're sitting there waiting for you to fudge your paperwork by accident or on purpose, that constitutes a double jeopardy. And you shouldn't have to go through that. So what I'm advocating is, for the future, if the IRS really is this governing body that has the right to tax us, then, and it's watching us all the time and knows where everybody works and knows how much everybody makes, then just have them deduct it from your freaking bank account. That's all. Don't file a tax return. The IRS already knows how much money you made. Just send them whatever you think you need to. But don't fill out paperwork and say all this and that. And forget that crap. Seriously. And the money you think you're going to get back from your children, or whatever, your child credits or all this stuff, forget it. It's not worth the hassle, really. And the rigmarole of hiring a paid accountant. Boy, guess what? The fact that the government decided to hack everybody and watch everybody and the IRS knows how much you make means that you don't even need to hire an accountant. Guess that field of work is going to disappear pretty soon. Certified public accountants? Who needs one? Why would I pay one if I already know how much I made and the IRS knows how much I made? And why would I have some guy fill out some paperwork for me and pay him thousands of dollars just to say, I did it right? Bull crap. So, number one, I'm advocating that nobody file tax returns anymore. And number two, I'm letting you know that I've decided, and I'm not saying you shouldn't pay taxes, but I've decided not to pay until I see some real justice happening in our country, where corporate polluters are prosecuted, bankers who commit fraud are put in jail, people like Donald Trump and are prosecuted and put in jail, and his children too. And the Jeff Epstein case in the list of 1,000 names, we were promised that by the government, and it hasn't followed through. So I'm not going to pay. I'm letting everybody know I'm not paying taxes. I'm not going to file a return because the IRS already knows if I owe them or not. And actually, I don't think I owe the IRS anyway. So go figure, huh? We already worked that one out. The IRS, actually, the federal government through the Federal Reserve Bank owes me $150,000. We'll get into that one sometime later. Secret trust accounts in my name at the Federal Reserve Bank are not cool and are illegal. And that money belongs to me, and until it's given to me, I'm not going to pay anything to anybody, especially not to the IRS. Here's the other reason why. So Homeland Security, when Homeland Security came into effect, that took all these federal organizations and put them under an umbrella. So the IRS and the FBI and the CIA and the DEA and all these other places, they're all together and in cahoots. So really, if they think they need to, they can come find me and get me. But they already know they fucked up. And they already know that they owe me money. That's why I've never gotten a letter of deficiency from the IRS and never had my bank accounts frozen by the IRS, because I don't owe them any money. And because the fact that they're all under the same umbrella, they all know if I owe them or not. Guaranteed. So, like I said, Leopold Richard Bamberger Alavizos reporting to you on not filing a tax return. Can't say if you should pay taxes or not. That's up to you. But I will tell you that I decided not to pay until I see some justice. Thanks.